Hey guys, Manitove here with you again. What we're going to be doing today is another after action review from Guild Wars. This time we are taking on Oppression 3. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Now in this first match right here, nice and shiny, we got Feng Yang, Chandra, and Perna on the top defense, and on the bottom defense is a Chao, Ritesh, and Wusa. So for the second defense, I will take my nice and safe comp with Velajul, Lauren, and Tyrannies because that has become my bread and butter. And for the top comp, I will be doing Leo, Vanessa, and the Water Demon. Just to reiterate what went on in one of the previous videos where I showcased this particular comp. And why I like the Water Demon's viability in certain instances. I mean, I know it's not an OP unit, but its skill 3 does ignore defense based off of the lost HP it currently has, and it consumes an amount of HP before it attacks. So I figured I could use the Leo to take care of the Feng Yang and the Chandra, and the Demon to take care of the Perna. Now this match does get a little hairy for me because the Perna does Perna things, multiple procs, multiple times, but it also puts me into a nice position where I can kill a unit. Chandra does Chandra things, and I do believe it's able to get a double hug up or defend, as it's now called, on the Perna and the Feng Yang. So this way I'm just going to be able to clear both of those with the Torrent. The Chandra was a little bit more tanky, and because my Water Demon had already died, I did not get the benefit of attack buff. But it all worked out in the end. So at this point I'm going to take out the Feng Yang and just stall with Leo. Hope to proc with Vanessa to get the auto res on cooldown, but that didn't happen. Once again, okay. At this point, because Vanessa is so low, I don't have to worry about Perna switching targets. And then I'm going to take its first life because I know it's technically its second life, but it has procced enough to where it has its passive again. And now I will use Madness Judgment and goodbye Perna, and nice simple win. This one you guys seen multiple times already. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Leo because the Leo I believe is the biggest threat. I brought Velajul, which has the 3-turn immunity. So 3-turn immunity means that the Ritesh is no longer a threat really because of the AoE defense break, which is the best utility it brings. Other than, you know, the occurrence of bio procs and it going nuts and doing Ritesh things. So now I'll just mitigate what the Ritesh can do, control it, slow it down. Wusa does land the sleep, but once again the cleanse is already available. Very viable, very solid comp. Cannot recommend this comp enough. If you have the fortune to have these 3 units, which I mean I know Lauren is free to play, but Tyrannies and Velajul, they complement each other very well. The only recommendation for this particular AO that I would recommend, or Guild Wars offense, is making the Lauren faster than the Velajul, which is something that I'm in the process of doing, but I don't want to handicap my Velajul at the same point, because if Lauren can start off with the strip and defense break, and then Tyrannies can pop the or Velajul will skill 3, providing immunity and attack bar boost, which will allow for Lauren to turn cycle faster. Tyrannies can defense buff, and by that time Lauren is ready to attack, reduce attack bar again, so you'll be able to skill 2 with Velajul before the other side even gets to move. So that's the way I would like to run it. But once again, I don't want to handicap my Velajul, who currently has my fastest bio set. Alright, in this round I'm going to be taking on a Feng Yang, Water Pony, and Juno. Pretty decent comp, relatively annoying. You got Strip, you got Immunity, you got Defense buff with the Defense Leader, and we all know Feng Yang is a proc machine, so there is never a time where he is not annoying on defense, unless you're going to go in there. And I would also say that you could easily probably just Tiana, Covenant, and Kali this defense. The only threat would be probably if Juno cuts in. This time I decided to go with Fran, double Dragon Knight, and once again taking the Veligul, Lauren, and Tyranny's comp into the second comp. This one was simple. I figured my Chao would be able to tank the Feng Yang. As you see, Feng Yang does Feng Yang things 3 turns in 1 turn. But my Chao is on a speed, crit damage, HP build, so he's relatively tanky. He's got good HP subs, so I figured I could take a couple of procs. If worse came to worse, I would still have Fran and Leica, which is a pretty stable comp just in the 2 of them. So this was more of me trying to just play around with units and take something out of the ordinary that I wouldn't normally use, because I do like Chao, but the only reason I really built him was for Forest of the Raging Beast, or whatever it is. He's a very good unit there. If you get to the final boss and then ends up wiping your entire team and leaves Chao, Chao can solo. The only downside of this comp was the amount of dots that I kept putting on the Juno, so Juno was able to heal up in combination with the heal over time from Feng Yang, but both of these are Justice Dragon Knights, so just using skill 2 on the Juno, which I eventually switched over to because I got tired of the resistance check landing or failing in my favor multiple times. Now what I'm trying to do is just reduce the attack bar of the Juno so I can get the Justice off, and the Justice will take care of the Juno, and now it's a 3v2. Chao is going to be able to heal himself in combination with Fran doing Fran things, so it makes it pretty solid. Normally when I see Feng Yang on defense, I'll bring in either Camila or I'll bring in Rina. It's an easy way to cheese against a Feng Yang defense. But once again, like I said, I wanted to try something new, give a more broader content, and I will eventually switch away from using the OP Tyranny's, Veligul, Lauren comp, just so you guys don't get too bored with the same thing over and over. But it's kind of hard to shy away from that, using that offense. It's really, really stable. Now at this point it's just bruiser down the bruiser at this point. I would like to get my hands on a Feng Yang, honestly. It's one of the few wind units I am now missing, seeing how I've had a string of wind luck lately, pulling certain wind units. I got the Wind Demon, which is really fun. I actually had a video set up, ready to record and shoot and get out to you guys, except for the fact that, as you see, I'm using the internal Samsung recording mechanism for this video. I was using Com2S's, and the particular day that I recorded those videos, all of the videos just cut off halfway during each first match, and I don't understand why. So for this one, Sierra's the threat, so I'm going to go ahead and just set her up to die. The bomb ignoring defense is relatively annoying. So defense break, and goodbye Sierra. Now I'll work on the Perna. Really not too much of a challenge for this particular offense, because it's got so much sustainability on its side. The Tyranny's on his second skill heals for 30% of the damage he does because he has defense buff from the third skill. He's able to pretty much keep himself self-sustained. Perna's only going to target him. Like I said, very reliable, and it's multicolored, so you can focus your plan of attack around whatever unit's going to be targeted the most. As you'll see, most of the time I put on the blessing, the revive on the Veligul because I'm taking it into heavy damage water comps. So this one takes me a little bit to pick out. I end up going with this fight, but I'm going to go ahead and cycle through whoever's left first. Also partially distracted because at this point my son had managed to run into a wall and smack his mouth. So I was buying time while I was looking at his mouth and recording. But I ended up going with the Dark Demon defense because it's an LD unit, and not too often do I get to face those. Back to the Water Demon though. The Water Demon, I really enjoy that unit. I think it's underutilized and overlooked because there are better units, don't get me wrong. And the last buff that they did, giving him the shield, really not game changing in the way that the application for the unit is, because when it reses, if it only comes back with a 100% attack bar, so if there's some sort of attack bar pusher that has exceeded that for the other team, he comes back and dies. And the shield is only based on his level, not based on anything that would be manageable on our side to manipulate to make it stronger, unfortunately. So, I mean, even a crit damage Triana could pretty much pop that shield and nuke it out. So for this, I decided I was going to, at first I was going to try to play around with the Light Golem, but I decided to take a safer option because I've only faced the Dark Demon a couple of times in RTA and hadn't really researched what it did. I found out during this match what it actually does, and it's a pretty OP unit, and one of my guild members actually recently pulled this unit, so I'm getting a lot more experience with it now. And then for the bottom comp, I'm just going to go ahead and use Sierra Ganymede and Tiana to handle that. I mean, there's only one damage dealer on that side, so if you neutralize the one threat, then it's just a burn down after that. So I'm going to start off, I believe, with the Theo for this match because that provides the damage, the defense break. So if you eliminate the defense break, everything else should be manageable. I was fortunate enough to land the taunt on the Theo when I did the defense buff. Land defense break, pop endure, and then I'll go attack with Veligul on him to try to strip the... Oh no, I switched over to Miho to put the dot, and now I'll try to strip. Push back the demon. Now that's where the instant revive, I figured that I have two dark units on the defense, so put the protection on Lauren. Kill the demon. Now, I did not know if you kill another unit after killing the demon, it instantly resurrects. And there it comes, and then it kills the Lauren and brings another unit back. I don't know, still haven't looked if it's RNG based. I figured it would bring the Theo back first. But just because of unit placement. Most of the time, when a reses, it brings back the first unit in the rotation. And then at this point, just got to kill the Miho, and it's an easy clear up to this point, because my Lauren is on speed HP or speed HP defense. I don't run a crit damage Lauren, so I'm not relying on crit damage from her at all. Quick Winds of Change, Seal Magic on the Odin, and then drop a bomb. Get all the attack bar resets, and easy GG here. pretty tanky Odin takes the first bomb. Yeah, there's no more threat on this side. I mean, this is a pretty stable comp, other than the fact of we all know how Sierra's RNG works, and even though you have high accuracy on it, it tends to miss a lot of bombs. Fran doing Fran things there. And I'll drop a bomb on it and detonate, and then it becomes 3v1, and I actually think that Sierra does hold up to what she does, and she'll miss a bomb on the Wusa. Even with elemental advantage, that would give her 100% accuracy. Ventilate onto Tiana, because I still haven't skilled mine up, unfortunately. That's something like I said, I mentioned in the last video, and oh no, I landed this bomb. Maybe it's the next bomb I miss. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different match. But I still haven't skilled her up, even though the viability for this unit, it's very good, especially in RTA. And there's the missed bomb. Good job, Sierra. But, I mean, that'll take care of Oppression 3 and this video. So if you see anything you guys liked or that I missed, please leave it in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.